So one of the other things that happened to me was, so I was taking this class called estate planning, and I took and I really loved estate planning because I had an uncle who was a kind of a mentor to me, and he was a estate planning insurance guy, and that's what I wanted to be. I want to be a lawyer who specializes in estate planning. So I took this 4-hour exam, blue books. I don't know if you have them here, but blue books. They're blank blue books. What do you do about this problem? What do you do about that problem? What's your answer? What's your thoughts? 4 hours. I could not, I blanked. I blanked. I didn't even know how to spell estate planning. 4 hours, nothing. The only thing I did was I wrote a note to Professor Heidenreich, Douglas Heidenreich, saying, I don't know what happened here. I blanked. You know I was a good student, and I was a good student. I was prepared for every class. I never missed a class. I was never late. I raised my hands. I knew I bet you that I don't know for sure, but I was one of the best students in that class, in that estate planning class. But I blanked on this test. Heidenreich calls me into his office. I'm thinking, well, this is it. You can't flunk estate planning. You can flunk. I don't think you can flunk anything. But I was at the stage of my academic of law school where I could have got kicked out of school for flunking that test. And I thought, he's going to call me in and say, sorry, Mr. Richards, but you flunked the test, and that's the way it is. Well, he called me in his office and said, I'm very disappointed in your performance on this exam, but you were a good student. You were prepared, and you knew what you were talking about, and you answered you knew what the cases were about, and I'm going to pass you, even though you didn't write one word down in this test. Well, I really learned something about, and which I will never forget, and I try to adopt it in my own life, and that is, it was just a lesson in somebody makes a mistake and they got a second chance. It's a kind of a lesson in compassion and understanding and having been there before and maybe failing and being defeated, but trying your best today. I will never forget Professor Douglas Heidenreich. Remember, I was in law school. I graduated from law school in '73. That's how long ago it was, but I'll never forget this guy, Douglas Heidenreich. If it wasn't for him, I would not be standing here.